Hey guys, Charles Fradella here with Engearment, doing a gear review on this Osprey Talon 22. Fantastic little bag with a lot of features. So let's dive in. There on the front side where I want to start, or I guess your back side, we have super comfortable shoulder straps, super thin, light, airy, but extremely comfortable. We have the option to adjust kind of where they sit. Very easy to adjust how high with the Velcro. We can actually move this up and down for different size bodies. It's got that airscape backing to it, so nice and ventilated. Your back's not going to get all crazy sweaty. Maybe that's a downside in the wintertime. I don't know. But summertime, this pack has been fantastic. The biggest part for me is right here. For a 22-liter backpack to have a fully integrated, very comfortable hip belt seems to be something that's just not really happening. Starting to happen a little bit more, but it's not something that in the past has been a very big draw for whatever reason. I think it's an issue that needs fixing, and Osprey is well on their way. With this Talon 22 full hip belt, got two side pockets, and then the belt system, super simple, quick in the middle, adjust on either side. We'll get some better close-ups into the video as well, but just to kind of give you the overview on this, really good hip belt. It's a little bit thin in the padding, but for what you're going to be able to carry in a 22-liter bag, it's perfect. Outside of that, we kind of go into the fact that it's got a great spot for a hydration bladder. As you can see, I've got my bladder in there right now. It works really well to keep the water kind of warm or cool depending on what you're needing. To typically put one of these Osprey water bladders in, and then potentially even have some sort of insulating layer around it. Plenty of space in there for that. All right. Getting onto the side of the pack, we have on both sides some good stretchy kind of water bottle pockets like you typically find on a backpack. These ones have a really nice cinch strap with a little bit of a kind of Z pattern on there. Does a very good job of securing things into this pocket, and then once this bag is kind of loaded down, it also acts very good as a cinch for the entirety of the bag, so keeping everything inside of this bag from moving around when you're doing your climbs or your hikes, whatever it is you want to use for this for. Okay, as we kind of rotate towards the back of the pack, you've got access to the main compartment. The top has access to a kind of smaller quick access gear panel. I'll kind of show you that in a minute here. You've also got this stretchy kind of front pocket. It's good for stashing in maybe a quick layer that you'd like to get into, as well as, for me specifically, I like to have my gym flag with me. It's the same as this guy behind me, but a much smaller version. But any number of things can kind of fit into there. What's really cool about this as well is that this was designed out to be used as a commuter pack as well. So there is this really nice helmet little buckle thing. So it gets put through the hole of your helmet, turns sideways, and then just snugs it on nice and tight. There's actually a pull cord on the inside of the bag to adjust that and tighten it down if you need to, or loosen it if you need to do that. It's also got this little spot here where you can connect on a reflector, so a reflector or a blinking light, so that when you are riding your bike at night, you're a little bit more visible. Working our way over, a little spot here for an ice axe to be held. I haven't used this for any mountaineering stuff, so I haven't really needed any ice axe type equipment. Okay. Moving on to the next section, again with another water bottle pocket, and those cinch cords, fantastic. So let's take a look inside. So that top zipper panel has a nice little area. For me right now, I've just got two headlamps in there. Planning on doing a gear review on those two, so be on the lookout for that. But as you can see, pretty big. I can fit quite a bit of food, kind of quick snacks, headlamps. This is where I'll typically shove my GPS unit if I have it with me, just so that I can get to it quickly, but typically I don't need it all that often or that quickly, so it's good to have, but nice little stash pocket for that. As we get into that main compartment, I'm going to open this sucker all the way up, because you really can really open it up wide, which this allows for kind of stashing of things and kind of quick access to other things that maybe are down past where your top stuff is. It's got this mesh on the inside here, another little pocket, typically keeping lots hunting tags, as well as a little bit of sunscreen. Bald head, sunscreen's important. Moving on past that, it also has a little place for your keys. Ironically, I'm not sure I've ever used this for that purpose. However, I know a lot of people out there like this feature, so really strong in there. It's kind of like double stitched, and it's got another stitch here, so that sucker's not going anywhere. Not that you should be yanking keys anyways, but very well constructed. Okay, this was that pull cord that I was talking about for the helmet. So nice little spot to kind of quickly adjust how tight that needs to be and kind of pull it in either direction, and that will either loosen it or tighten it up. Okay, what can you use this bag for? That's kind of the question I'd like to answer most here. I have been utilizing this mainly as my multi-pitch climbing backpack. So 22 liters, seemingly small for that, right? I do a lot of sport climbing, not a whole lot of trad climbing, so my equipment list is slightly smaller, but this fits a full rack of quick draws, your harness, your shoes, some extra layers, and potentially some food and that type of stuff. And then I typically drape my rope over top. I have kind of figured out how to use the side cinch cords to actually hold the rope in place. It does take a little finagling, but it's not too bad. This is a fantastic bag for multi-pitch climbing because it's so small and so comfortable, and when the gear is out of there and on your hips, the hip belt does not get in the way, and this bag is able to move very not move against you, but move with you. It hugs you very well, and kind of keeps everything in place. It's worked out very well for what I use it for. Most recently, I've went out and did 14ers with it. Did Grays and Tories a few weeks ago. That was a phenomenal bag to have for that as well. Again, any day hiking stuff, where you're going to be doing maybe some longer 14ers, 6 to 8 hours out. Though, even if you're just going for a shorter hike, if maybe you want to carry some food, some extra layers, med kit, whatever it might be, plenty of space in here. Any smaller than this, you're shoving things in. This has a little bit extra room for you, and again, with those cinch cords, really comfortable once you have all your equipment in there. Okay, I'd even go as far as saying that you could use this, and I have ran with it on. It's maybe not as comfortable as one of those Ultimate Directions or running specific vests. However, those don't typically have, Ultimate Direction does have a larger pack size on some of their things, but a lot of the Osprey and La Sportiva, whatever the other one is, but a lot of the Osprey packs, running vests, don't have quite this carrying capacity, right? So what you end up with is a pretty good fast packing bag, or if you want to do some kind of ultralight overnighters, multi-day backpacking stuff where you're in the summertime, light sleeping bag, tent is going to be a tarp and some poles. This is going to work fantastically for that. Okay, so a lot of versatility in such a small bag. Again, I think that lends mainly to the fact that it has a full hip belt. It's super comfortable, super light, and a great pack. Really hope you guys go out and get this one. Honestly, can't recommend this enough.